Hello. Today is July 12th or 13th. I don't even know. But it's Saturday and right now I'm supposed to be at an Afro class, but I forgot to sign up in time and I'm really sad about it. It filled up and I realized on the way there and I had to turn back around. So I decided that to use my time wisely, I would film this video because I thought it would be fun to just kind of talk about everything I've made within the past quarter or so, the past 3 months. Let me check the time to make sure I don't yap for too long. I have a good 45 minutes to yap. So I gathered everything that I wanted to share in this video, but yeah, I have been really leaning on crafting, particularly upcycling clothes, sewing cloths. I tried I tried dyeing for the first time. I've been making a lot of jewelry, and then I've also matted and framed some of my photography for the first time. And yeah, I thought I'd share some of the projects that I have worked on over the past 3 or so months and just talk about them, a little update vlog. I've been watching so many crafting and knitting podcasts, video podcasts, so this is my attempt at that. And conveniently, today I'll be showcasing my photography and selling some of my jewelry at a market. And so I kind of had all of it piled up already. And so I thought it would be a good time to, talk through everything I've made. And yeah, I think it's a good reminder too for myself of everything I've done. A little good mentality boost. But yeah, I really lean on crafting when I'm feeling down and feeling at a low place. I think putting that energy into learning and making things has always been something I've done. I think crafting to me is a safe space, and an active resistance against, I think, all the bad things in the universe. That's what it feels like. And it feels like a privilege to be able to participate and make things. And yeah, I'm just really grateful to crafting. And so I thought I'd share what I've been making. I'm gonna start off on a bad note. And share my dyeing. So I've been wanting to dye clothes for a while now, and I had a pile of clothes that needed to be dyed I started it a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, and I finally attempted dyeing 2 or 3 months ago. 2 months ago, I think. And let's just say it didn't go out so well, so I'm gonna talk through my process and kind of give you some pointers from my own failures. I tried twice, so these were clothes that were white or gray. And yeah, the first dye job was this one here. These are just 2 clothes that for this first dye job, I did, I think, 3 small tops. And that was my mistake number 1, was I did too many tops in too small of a pot. So I think the dye didn't, cover and soak through evenly. So, and then the other mistake I made was, you can see on this top, the stitching peeking through, and it's because though this top was labeled as, I think, 95% cotton or 100% cotton, I can't remember, the stitching is synthetic stitching, and so the thread is likely polyester, and so it didn't dye through, so you can see the stitching, and it looks really uneven because it's basically highlighting all the unevenness in the stitches. And then also, yeah, because I put too many clothes in one pot, it came out kind of in this like stone-washed look. You can't really see it on camera, but it came out splotchy and not even. So that was a fail, and I did this to 3 tops, which is so sad. So then I tried again with another 2 tops. It was going so well. I decided to do, instead of a pot, I did the dye bath in my sink. But then I made another mistake, which was after you dye with Rip Dye, you're supposed to apply like a color stay fixative solution and wash it in that so that the dye doesn't bleed. And I used the washing machine to do this first project for the fixative. But the issue is I forgot to clean my machine or my washing machine after doing this project. And so when I tried dyeing some clothes into this like brown color, it was going so smoothly. The dye was super even. But then I put it in the laundry machine and there was leftover dye from this project, and you can see just some like blue splotching just like all over this. So really unfortunate. I have 5 little tank tops that will need to be re-dyed. So I went to LA like a few weeks ago, and I went to Mood Fabrics, and they had like dye remover, Rit dye remover, so I bought like 2 of those. So I'm gonna try to remove the dye from these tops and hopefully save them and try again. So yeah, dye project, kind of a fail, but it's okay. I'm really determined to do one successful dye. But first I'm going to try to take out the dye from the tops that I already tried dyeing, so that I could reuse them to test again. But yeah, I was so ambitious that first one. I really should not have done 3 tops at once, but you know, you live and you learn. Let's go into some upcycling that I did. So I upcycled 2 tops. This one was like a cute little project. I got these 2 green tank tops from the Guild Shop in Dallas, which is like a thrift store, the Genesis Benefit. Oh no, not the Guild Shop, that's in Houston. I went to Genesis Benefit, which is a thrift store in Dallas, and bought 2 matching like green tops, and they're just these like vest tops, and I got one for my roommate and I each, and for her birthday I designed a little like craft for us to do, which was to, you know, hand stitch these little cats onto these vests. So I had some scrap fabric and some random embroidery thread, and then I cut up some sewing scraps to stuff the cat, so the cat head is puffy. And yeah, it was a really cute little like one night project, and it was really fun. And yeah, it's like a nice summer top, and It's a little big on me, so I might hem mine, or was it like tailor mine a little bit on the sides. But otherwise, it's a cute top, and I like throwing it on over a bathing suit. And yeah, it was a really fun, like super easy little project. So I recommend getting into that for something simple. Okay, this one I'm kind of proud of, not gonna lie. So this top here I made for my birthday event. I designed a little birthday event where I combined a bunch of things that I loved. I designed a little home cafe with my friends. We made like blueberry matcha, we made matcha lattes, we had baked goods. It was super fun, and all the proceeds went to a mutual aid org here in Austin. And I had a clothing swap, I had composting, I had some crafts for people to do, and I wanted to wear a cute little top, a cute little summer top like during this event, but I didn't have one. And so I had been working on this one, and I finished it the night before the event so I could wear it. So this used to be like a long sleeve top. I got it at one of the guild shops or like consignment thrift stores in Houston. It was like a long sleeve, it was like $6, and I really liked the buttons at the front and the little mini micro pleats going on, but I did not like the fit of the sleeves. But yeah, I just really liked this front part, and so I was hoping to upcycle it into a little summer top. And so yeah, this I totally freestyled. I just kind of kept trying it on, trying to figure out kind of like what kind of summer top am I wanting to make, and I knew I wanted it to be like nice and airy. And yeah, I think it turned out great. It's kind of like half done. So my goal was to, yeah, like make, it ended up being like a really like big armhole sleeveless top with, and then I kind of like slimmed it down on the edges, and then I created this like kind of flap thing going on here on the sides, and I love that. And my goal was to bias bind the armholes, but my friend and I were talking about this, but like bias binding is literally so tedious in making the bias tape, so I kind of stopped halfway with making the bias tape, and I just zigzag stitched the raw edge. Some things to note for future, I did add these little what are these called again? That's what they're called. I added these two bust darts here, but something I kind of didn't consider was like the gaping in the back armhole area, and it would have required, I really like, because I was like freestyling this, and so like something I didn't realize was like it did create kind of some armhole gaping in the back, like the way I cut it. And the only way to have fixed it is if I undid this top part and like gathered it a little and created a dart up here. But you know, I could do it, I could probably figure it out, but I was too lazy. So that's another thing, like maybe in the future if I want to, you know, refine this from the side. This is like the back piece, and there's like a little bit like kind of hanging there, but it's not super noticeable on when I'm wearing it because the top is so like light and airy. And yeah, I'm so glad I got it done in time for the event, and it was exactly the layery summery top of my dreams that I wanted to make. Let's get into, oh, I guess this is kind of an upcycle, but it was like a full sewing project. It's a little bit hard to show, but it's a one shoulder big dress. And this was actually a prototype. I wanted to make a dress for my brother's wedding, and I wanted to try this dress, but I wasn't sure if the one shoulder would look very good on me, because I have really broad shoulders. I do like it has pockets, and it has like a big gathered, like big, like kind of like circle bottom, and then there's like a piece, there's like lining at the top, which you can kind of see peeking through because I used really bright serger thread. But yeah, like I use like bright serger thread and like thread that doesn't even match this sheet because I just wanted to like try it really fast. I was also like working with my serger for the first time, so I wanted to kind of see my thread as I was working on this piece. So finished it kind of, like I finished halfway through the hem. You can see it here. I finished like halfway, and then I ran out of bobbin thread. I feel like that happens all the time. I ran out of bobbin thread, and I was just like way too lazy. I just like went ahead and tried it on and realized this wasn't the dress that I wanted to make for my brother's wedding. It just like didn't fit right, and so I haven't finished the hem since. It'll totally be like wearable if I just finish the hem, but I just have not. I think this is still like a cute dress to wear. Like it is a little plain, and so I might, yeah, like once I finish the hem, like I might add some, I might dye it once I figure out how to dye things properly, and yeah, like maybe, you know, design it in some way, make it look cooler, because right now it does just look like a big bed sheet dress. But I'm glad I made it using this bed sheet first to kind of see if I would like the fit of the dress, which I did not. So I ended up going with a different pattern, which is the Soften Studio slip pattern. I still have this is kind of embarrassing, but I didn't realize you were supposed to like take away the stabilizer after you finish sewing. So I still have some stabilizer on the inside of the dress. But this is the final dress that I made for my brother's wedding. It's the bias Soften Studio like Leah bias cut dress. Yeah, it was my first time also cutting something completely on the bias, which was very tedious. And yeah, I bias bound. I also made bias tape for the armholes, and then it has a center back seam. Yeah, I use, my fabric is a beautiful silk, like pale mint silk dupioni. And for the dupioni, I actually tested it a bunch, and when it first came in, I realized it was a little crunchy and papery and crispy, which just wasn't right for the kind of dresses I was looking to make. And so I learned a method of washing it to soften the fabric, and it worked. And now the dupioni is just like a very beautiful, like soft, more nubby texture. It's like super drapey, and I'm really glad it turned out well, because this fabric was so expensive. I think it was over $100, and so that's why I was also very cautious and made this prototype first with the one shoulder dress, because I was like a little iffy about the fabric and whether it would work well with that pattern. And so I'm really glad I went with a bias cut dress instead, given that dupioni also works really well for a bias cut dress. So yeah, oh my god. Yeah, so this dress is great. I think I will wear it for, you know, many occasions to come. Something I might add is I did kind of like take in the sides a little bit because it's meant to be like a slip-on bias cut dress, but I want it to be more form-fitting. But I realize that kind of makes it hard to slip on, and I really should have like added a zipper in the back or something. So maybe I'll fix that in the future. Not so sure. So, but yeah, I'm just really glad with how it turned out, given I was on a super big time crunch. I think I made this dress in like 3 to 4 days, like up until the night before the wedding. But I'm just really glad I was able to make a dress in time for a really, really special day. And yeah, I love it. And it's like, it feels like, though it's not like perfect, it feels like a redemption of the dress that I made for my graduation, because that was like it was my first like real sewing project ever, and it was awful. Like, I did not do well on it, but at least it was hidden by my graduation gown for the most part. So yeah, it's like fun to see how much I've grown since then. Definitely still a beginner, but starting to learn, you know, some more techniques and stuff. Okay, this last top is it's just a little mock neck vest top. It's nice I wear it a lot to like go out, but yeah, I just don't really have a lot of like going out tops, and like more like feminine tops, and so I think that's why I've been leaning towards like making more like feminine things, like dresses and sleeveless tops and stuff, because I just don't really have a lot of that in my closet, and I feel like it's hard for me to find those kinds of things secondhand that fit well and, you know, fit well and look good on me. So it's just been like something, like a goal of mine to like try to make things first before I try to buy it. But yeah, I have this top here. I got this fabric from Joann's like really a super long time ago. It's this really cool like pleated fabric in this beautiful blue color. I watched a video on how to like trace a top that you already have and to like make a replica top out of it, and so I tried doing that, and I kind of freestyled it with like this like kind of mock necky kind of neckline. And yeah, this was actually supposed to be a long sleeve, but then I hated how the armholes turned out, so I just cut them off and turned it into a sleeveless top. And then I also did another raw edge. I don't know, I kind of like the raw edge look, but it does look a little messy, so maybe eventually I will I'm thinking of like, at least for the armholes, like maybe binding them. But yeah, just like bias binding is so tedious. Like, I just don't enjoy it. I'm still super new to it, so it's like I do not enjoy the process. Oh, I did try to knit. Should I talk about that one? I think I forgot about it because it was traumatizing. Alright, so I got some cotton glace, I don't know how to say the word, but cotton yarn when I was in Korea, like last fall. And I wanted to knit a skinny scarf, but this is how it turned out. It turned out too skinny and too tubular, in my opinion. Like, people like wearing, like, I've seen people wear kind of like tubular skinny scarves, but I think it's like the kind of yarn that they ended up using and stuff that like made it work. But this like cotton sports yarn is a little like heavy, so it's like not really right for a tubular skinny scarf, and it kind of just looks like a little snake. But I think it would be cute like as a like tie maybe, or as like a belt. It's not my style, but I'm sure somebody can like figure out a way to like, yeah, like make it into like a little belt or something, but it's just not, it's not vibes for a scarf. I'm not gonna lie, like I don't like it on me, at least. Like I don't think the size of the scarf looks right. I'm looking at myself in the viewfinder, but I don't know, it just feels a little silly. And basically what happened was I chose the stockings or stockinette stitch, and I didn't realize that the construction of the stitch is like kind of cupped, and so it's going to cause this curling in. And so even if you try to block it, steam it, do all of that, it just like, it's temporary, it'll eventually just curl in. And I should have added some ribbing to help with like keeping it like out and flat like this. So I've tried blocking, steaming, all the things, and it just didn't work. So it's my first official knitting project, and I spent so long on this, but hey, it's okay. I'm excited to get back into knitting. My friend Christine bought me some yarn in, I think, Copenhagen, some really nice yarn, and so I think I'm going to try to make a sweater vest, like a nice sweater vest. I bought some like mohair, silk mohair, and merino wool, and I'm going to use the Petite Knit Novice Vest pattern on Ravelry, because it seems to be relatively easy, and you know, this time there's going to be instructions and like it has like everything I need to know. Whereas this, I kind of just like watched a bunch of different YouTube videos and then tried to like make something of my own, which is like, I don't know why I do that, but I do that a lot. It's a lot of trial and error and a lot of failure. And I tend to do that when I'm like starting out on like a skill. I just like freestyle it. Like my first sewing project was like me trying to make this like skirt thing that just like, I ended up wearing it in my grad photos, but it's just like actually unwearable in the sense that like maybe from far away, like in the photos it's not that noticeable, but it's like truly just like it looks like a piece of scrap. And yeah, I made it without like really any sewing knowledge. Totally freestyled it, but at least it looks okay in my grad photos. But yeah, it was like, once again, like I just did not follow any tutorials really, or like a pattern. Now let's get into one of my favorite hobbies that I do. One that I lean on a lot when I just want to make something cool and it not take a long time is making jewelry. I love making jewelry. This is something I sell too. I love designing jewelry. And yeah, I'll be selling some jewelry at a market later today. So yeah, I'm going to start off with this one because this was more, it isn't really like something I designed. I found this beautiful sterling silver locket, not locket, pendant. It has like a nice mother of pearl side and then this like shell side here. I found this at a consignment store in Houston. And then my friends, I've been like wanting to get some kind of like ribbon thing to wear it on, and then my friends, like for my birthday, got me this beautiful handmade silk ribbon from Etsy, so I can wear it, and it's so pretty. But yeah, it's so cute. I like to wear it like a little bit higher, and yeah, it's so cute. But I put this together recently. And then I've been making some like, just like, I love this like colorway. I'm just gonna like show you all of them, but like I love this like colorway I have going on. Very like mauve, kind of pottery kind of feel. But yeah, this one I made recently as like my little summer pendant. I have this little silver pendant, like hammered square pendant that I got online somewhere, and I've been meaning to make something for it. It's like a nice length. That's how it looks. This is another kind of pendant necklace. I made one for my friend, and then I wanted to make one for myself because I thought it was pretty cute. But I have these like beautiful like mother of pearl medallions, and so then I made this little, like, using glass beads, like a little like a necklace with it, and I make these a bit longer. I'm like not wearing the best shirt to like show jewelry, but yeah, it's really cute. Then I made this little pearl and mauve pearl bracelet with these like really pretty olive glass beads that I upcycled from the Creative Reuse Center. But I have like 3 different kinds of pearls going on. I have like a very like textured Baroque pearl, and then this like less textured Baroque pearl, and then this like, yeah, just different shaped Baroque pearls, freshwater pearls. I love this like mauve color, and I've been buying and using a lot of like mauve colored things because I think it just looks really good with like earth tones, which I wear a lot of. And then this necklace I made yesterday, and it's kind of beautiful and very loud but like super cute. I just like have like a little collection of beads that I really like, and I've been saving for a really long time to like make into a necklace, and so I finally did it. Like, look how cute. I love the colors, and I did kind of freestyle this one, but yeah, it turned out so cute. And it feels like fun and very like just like colorful, but like in a palette that I feel like is really wearable. So love that. And then I'm gonna get into some of the ones I made for the market tonight. But I made, sorry, I have like price tags on, so I'm gonna try to cover it so it's not distracting. But I made this one for the market, also very fun. It feels like I made it kind of based off of these like mauve fig glass, table cut glass beads that I have. But it's just very like fruity and summery, but like in a really unique and like fun palette. So I love that. There's also some like tiger's eye in here, some really fun Japanese glass beads in different shapes and sizes. And I have more that I have prepared for the market. I have this one, which is super cute. It's in this like purple seed, and then with these 2 little pendant beads. So I have this one that my friend got me at a store, I think in Tennessee, I don't know, maybe in Nashville, maybe in South Carolina, somewhere over there. And then I added a little Baroque pearl at the end. Then I made 2, these are kind of just like typical summer necklace vibes. It has a bunch of Baroque pearls and these like, what are these called? Like mille-feuille? It's that French word, but it's like that kind of glass flower, and some tiger's eye and other stone beads that I upcycled. I have 2 of them, and yeah, I just had a lot of Baroque pearls in my bead supply, so I was trying to figure out a way to get to use them up. Another kind of bead that I have a lot of that I was also trying to use up was these like flower beads. So I made these little very, very summery like little flower necklaces with the mauve beads that I love. And I got these mauve beads from the Austin Creative Reuse Center as well. They're like glass beads. Okay. Then I made some like chunkier chunkier necklaces. This one I love, and it's made with some really nice stones. It's like a chunky necklace, lots of fun organic round shapes, pearls, really fun glass beads, a lot of like semi-precious like rose quartz, and I forgot what this blue one is called, but yeah, lots of like citrine, quartz, amethyst. And then I made this one with some glass beads and mother of pearl, and it's just a really long necklace, like a nice necklace to go over a tank top or a dress. But I love the shapes. Here we have like some fun cylindricals, what's it, oval shapes. And then I made a lariat, don't know how to say the word. I already have it packed up because my friend wants it, so I'm saving it for her. This is my first time making a lariat style necklace. It took forever to string, but it has some end beads, and you can kind of like tie it or like kind of wear it a bunch of different ways. And so yeah, it's like very fun. I made other jewelry. It's like one of my favorite crafts to make because it's like really rewarding, and anytime like I want like a cute little accessory for an outfit, I'll just make a piece of jewelry. I like using only stainless steel or sterling silver. Oh my god, almost forgot my battery is flashing, so I'm gonna go fast. But for the art festival, I will also be showcasing some of my photography, which I've never done before. So I got some things matted, and matting photos is so expensive. Like, I did not realize it was that expensive, but I think they turned out beautiful. And the exhibit will be called Glimpses. It's some shots, like mostly street photography, shot on actually some like really cheap cameras. Like some of them are on my 35mm point and shoot film camera, which wasn't like super expensive. It was like $200. And then like some are from my digital camera, which was like $70. But I think like it just goes to show, like especially with street photography or just photography in general, it's more about capturing the photo, and like there's so much you can do even with a bad camera. And yeah, like the exhibit will be called Glimpses. It's just like kind of celebrating my love for street photography and how it really is just like moments in time like that are so fleeting, and I think like ephemeral is like the word. Like we're always passing through these moments. Like we go through thousands and thousands of moments every day, and I think that's the beauty of street photography, is it's an attempt to, you know, immortalize moments that are essentially fleeting, and that we just pass through. And yeah, so I have like this one, like this photo here, which I shot in Singapore in 2022. And it's just this guy, you can barely see it because of the glass, but it's this guy standing at the doorway of a store that has like this huge like fake sakura blossom tree overhead. This old man. This isn't street photography, but it's from a shoot I did also like a really long time ago, like 2021, I think. Maybe even 2020, might be 2020, like it's really old, but the shoot that I did for fun, and I really, my camera ran out of battery. But talking about photography, I have these two single frame photos, and then I got two diptychs done, which is like two pieces in one frame basically. So I have, it was really fun kind of like curating like the colors that I want to choose for the matting, and like photos like juxtaposed together, silly word, but like put together and like the feeling that it creates. And so I have these two photos. One is a film photo from Singapore, and then this one, this old man here, is from San Francisco, and I shot that on a digital camera, my cheap digital camera. So there's something about like the man here like watching the lady walking in the foreground, and then this like lone, like the lone wind chime in the windowsill. And then I did another diptych. In this one I chose a lovely green mat. But both of these photos I shot on my digital camera in San Francisco on my birthday. Last year I took the day off of work, and then I went on the like little birthday morning photo walk. And these are two photos that resulted from that birthday photo walk, and like something about the angling, like the lines, the leading lines in the photos, and the like colors. I don't know. I just really, really love these photos. Okay, I think that's it. I think that's everything that I've made in the past like 3 or so months. It seems like both a little and a lot at the same time, but I think like because I have a market and a gallery coming, like I have more to show, whereas like normally I don't really produce things that fast. I work on projects after work and also in between like dance stuff, so yeah, but I'm excited. I hope this video was fun. I mean, it's like fun yapping about things that I've been working on, and I hope to do this more. And if you are also a crafter, you like to make things, like let me know what you've been making. I'm super interested, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope to just start making more about like just like things that I'm doing and making, because I just love to make things, and I also like documenting the process. I think it's fun to like look back on, and also find other crafters and people who are also making things all the time. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you hopefully soon.